And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a magnificent guest with us tonight, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than the world renowned vocal, not only a vocalist, not only a vocal coach, but an educator, a songstress, and an overall just kind human being, a positive, full of positive energy that we look forward to getting acquainted with tonight. That is none other than Miss Sherry Butler. How are you doing this evening, ma'am?
I'm doing great. How you doing? I'm thinking everything is fine with me.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast. We thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, and we look forward to this conversation.
Well, I
The
think it's an awesome opportunity to have an opportunity to speak with you in Atlanta, coming out of Philly, and getting a chance to just get acquainted with people from around the world was what I consider
yes,
a
ma'am.
thing to do.
Wonderful. Well, the first question that we have for you, ma'am, is when did you know that you had a love and a gift for singing and music?
Wow. I knew at 6 I wanted to be a school teacher. I,
Okay.
I knew at 9 that I wanted to be a vocal artist.
Mm,
And I don't know. I just knew. I just felt in my spirit. At 6 years old, I went to the classroom because my oldest sister, I have a sister older than I have a sister older than me and a sister younger than me and a brother younger than me. And my older sister, my mother took me to school to as a parent teacher meeting, and I had to sit in the classroom until she came back, but I was only 6. So I was looking around the classroom and it was a black school. And
mm,
during that time, you didn't see a lot of pictures with W.B. Du Bois and all kinds of African Americans. You didn't see that in a lot of schools when I went to school. So I was looking around the classroom at all these people, and the children were very quiet and obedient. They had folded their hands, and the teacher told them to be quiet until she came back from speaking to my mother. And I thought, wow, I want to do that.
mm.
And so I would teach the children in the neighborhood. I would teach them their alphabet when I was 6, and I would put them on the steps. And if you were good and you knew your alphabets like I taught you, then I let you step up on the next step. And then
Mm.
if you didn't, then I would put you down on the lower step, and then we would go through the lesson again. So I did that, and then I would take neighborhood children for walks, and sometimes I would make them sandwiches and things and just take them around and hug them and talk to them. And I just been doing that ever since. I knew at 9 because they have a place in Philadelphia that was called the Uptown Theater. And I had older cousins who would take me with them to see music shows. You could see the Temptations, the Four Tops,
Okay.
Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, the Staple Singers. All these people would come and perform in this theater. But my cousins were older than me, so they wanted to go smoke cigarettes. So they would leave me in the chair in the theater, and they would go and smoke cigarettes. And I thought the music was amazing. And I said, I'm going to do that too. I think I like that music.
Mm, mm,
So
mm,
I did. I started. I told my parents I was going to be a school teacher, and then when I told them I was going to be a singing star, they said, "What?" And I said, "I'm going to be a singing star." This was 9. They said, "Go upstairs and read a book. I don't have time for this." So I just started listening to different artists, and then by the time I was maybe 13 or 14, I was being a bad girl sneaking to the performances. I wasn't supposed
mm,
to do that, so I don't recommend children do that, but I did. I wanted to sing that bad. I started singing at a little church corner, a little church on the corner of our block. And I would go down there because I would hear them singing in the choir. And
mm,
so I went down there one time, and then they said, "Hey, little girl, where are you going?" I said, "I want to hear the music." And they said, "Well, can you join? You want to join the choir?" But they were teasing. And I said, "Yeah, I want to join the choir." So I got up there and sang with them. And then they told me I had to go home.
mm, mm, mm.
I said, "What's for adults?" And they said, "I like your voice, but this is for adults. You can't sing with them today." I was like, "Okay." And I just started singing from there. I would research places I could go and sing, and start trying to find out what other places were open where you could go and have an open mic and practice music. And I would practice my songs until I knew them. And when I finished high school, I went to college for communication arts and theater, and then I took music as well. And when I went back for my master's degree, it was in education. So they worked together for what I wanted to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. And people, and thank you for your transparency. People show you love all around the world. Peace, Mimi. Hi, Skylar Salam. Thank you. Oh, these people saying Auntie Hey. So these people who apparently know you. Thank you to everybody who is showing love. My next question for you, ma'am, is yesterday I interviewed a photographer who is from New York and who interviewed a lot of hip hop artists, singers, and activists. And he saw the great Teddy Pendergras on my wall, and he
Uh,
said, "Hey, I photographed him. He photographed him at Live Aid, and he had great interactions. But
okay.
you told me that you know, and I only just knew him, but you sang and traveled with him. How did that come about?"
I had I had done a gig with Billy Paul, a gig. Well, everybody, if everybody don't know what a gig is, it's just a music job. So I had done a music job with Billy Paul. I actually was performing in a lot of different clubs and restaurants. And then I took the job with Billy Paul for 2 years, but I had an inkling to go back to college. So
Mm,
after I came off the road with him, I went back to Temple University. And I had a friend who when I used to sneak to the Uptown Theater, I would bring my songs that I wrote on a cassette. And I say, "Hey, I need to do my song. I wrote this song." He said, don't keep coming back here. Grown folks back here. You're only 14 years old. Don't come back here." And I said, "Okay." And so I just would bother him every 2 or 3 years. So he called me and he said, "You always been talking about singing. I know you can sing, but that writing, I don't know about that writing." He said, "You're gonna have to grow into that." And so he said, "Guess what? I got a guy that just left Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and I think he's going to be pretty big." And I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to sing, but I don't want to go on a road like that when I was with Billy. And so he said, "Sherry, just come take the audition." So I didn't come to him for two. I said, "I'm in class. I got classes. I really love my classes." He said, "Just come, okay? And I said, "If I come," he said, "we only got one more day. I've been calling you for 2 weeks. We got one more day." He said, "Just come. If you don't want to deal with it after that, at least you win." I said, "Okay." So I came to the audition, and these beautiful women with wigs on, and they got their bodies exposed, and I had on a pair of dirty jeans from college, from coming out of class, with a
mm,
sweatshirt on, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not dressed, but they are, so maybe they'll all." I said, "Somebody else will get the gig, and I'm good. At least I checked Sam up, and he won't bother me anymore." So that they were auditioning the girls, and then they called me, Sherry, and I came up. And so I asked the guy before I came up. I said, "Do you know Betcha by Golly Wow in D flat?" And he said, "No, I don't know it in that key." He said, "Just go up there and sing, and I'll help you out." And I was like, "Okay." So when they called my name, I looked over at him because I thought he was going to give me an introduction to the song, and he was clanging on the piano, glang, glang, like he didn't know where he was going. I said, "Don't play nothing else. I'll do a cappella. If I'm going to make it, I will. If I won't, then I just won't." So I just sang it a cappella. And I sang Betcha by Golly Wow a cappella. And then Teddy looked at me and he said, "How long you been singing?" And I told him, I said, "Well, I've been running off singing for about 8 years." He said, "Well," I was only like 20 at the time. He said, "You been singing that?" I said, "Well, I've been singing since I was 14." And he said, "Oh, okay." So they said, "Okay, well, you have a good night." And I left. And they called me back on the phone and said, "Teddy, want to know if you can come back tomorrow." And so I was like, "What?" So I came back the next day and he said, "Do you have a group that you work with?" And I said, "No, I'm a solo person." He said, "Well, I have two girls. I want to see if you can blend with them." And so they came in, I guess about 20 minutes later, and they asked us to sing this song together, and I blended with them. And he said, "Well, welcome to Teddy Pendergrass. We leave for LA in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Okay." And that was the beginning of 5 years. I was with him for 5 years.
beautiful.
It was a good gig. It was probably the best gig I ever had. It was. It was probably the most strenuous because that was in his real heyday, and we were traveling a lot. Whoa, I I had flown very little during that time. We were on the plane, off the plane, on the bus, off the bus. You had bunk beds on the bus. You would tired, get in the bunk bed, slam it, your slow clothes, and lock it up and go to sleep, and then get back off, and then get to the next level. You're going to LA, you're going to New York, you just going. You're going to Europe. Okay, let's go. You're on the flight. And for 5 years, that's what I did, and I loved it.
Excellent. Okay, and people are showing so much love. Um,
Oh,
Peace
thank you.
family. In its heyday. So everybody has the name Kareem. I don't know which one of y'all who I'm talking to, if it's Khadija or if it's Aisha, but I'm one of y'all Kareems. I know it's one of them. All right, shout out to both of y'all. Okay, let's stay right there, man. So we on the People's Podcast, I'm always singing. I love to sing. It's a thing of mine, and we always do top five. Who got the best voice and all? My number one male vocalist, like who I just got above, not as far as just the song or catalog, but just the sound, is Teddy Pendergras because I've never heard another voice since him. Since my parents were playing him, I can hear his voice anywhere, like, oh, it's Teddy Pendergrass, right?
Yeah.
You know, right away. Um, when you were singing with him, what was one of your favorite songs to sing? You know, with him.
Well, I will tell you the truth. When I first got with him, I didn't know who he was because
What?
he had just left Harold, so
Okay.
he
Okay.
didn't have a name yet. He had a name, but people didn't really know him. So I was thinking in my head, well, who's this joker? What is he gonna do? I don't know what this is. Oh man! But the first time I heard him, I was like taken aback.
Mm.
He did a song by I don't know who wrote the song, but another person did the song, and that was a song called "Lady."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If
Okay. Okay.
if you ever heard him do "Lady," it was amazing. I mean, he floored me the first time I heard him do a show because we were learning all the steps and learning the harmonies and all that kind of stuff. But when you got on the show and you literally saw him, it was almost like a ministry. It really was. It was almost like he was anointed, but maybe didn't realize. I don't think he really realized how anointed he actually was. But when he got on stage, it was mesmerizing. When you're looking out there, 200,000 folks, and they are screaming, and women standing at the edge of the stage, holding their chest and taking off clothes and all. I was, I was done. I was just mesmerized at all these crazy people, but I understood it because he had a sense of spirit. He had a sense of spirit in him. He has a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual sense in him. And again, he wasn't singing spiritual songs, but that's what his spirit did to everyone who was around him. So, Lady was the first one to answer your question. And then I think the second one was maybe TKO.
Okay. Okay.
Think I better let it go.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Now I have a question. When you all were on tour, did he ever sing the songs from Harold Melvin? Did he ever do "Missing You" and things like that?
Yeah, you can't hide from self. Mm.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he would do that one. He would do oh man, probably a lot of the songs that Harold because people didn't know him at first when he
Mm.
first left Harold. So you can't hide from yourself was the main one I thought was really awesome. From Harold, and I think he did maybe like two or three others from Harold. So yeah, that's what gave him the pathway to really because he was the lead on the songs. Initially, it was Harold Melvin who was doing all the lead singing, but then once people heard, especially at Philly International Records, once they heard Teddy, they were like, "Whoa, wait a minute, hold on." So then they were trying to offer Ted stuff then,
Mm.
um, from what I hear, I don't want to tell all the business because I don't know all the stuff, but I will say that once he started doing some of the songs for Harold, people were looking at him in another perspective. So it wasn't a question or any kind of thing they had to try to figure out. They already had the voice. He was just with a group. So
Mm. Mm.
so once they start coming to like the people at Philly International Records, once they came to him and approached him, I'm sure I wasn't there, but I'm sure he was probably saying, "Yeah, let me go. Let's do that." Because he came to them as a drummer. He was a drummer for Harold Melvin initially.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so once he was drumming, I don't know how he got to the point where he was actually singing lead. I have no idea because obviously I wasn't there. But once they heard him, then Philly International Records like, wait a minute, we got something else going on here. And I guess for him, the rest they say is that's it. That's the rest they say is as it comes. And you know, sometimes when I think about it, when you asking that question like about the songs, and I think about I don't know whether you call it fate or God's wishes. I don't know what you call it, but I remember
Okay.
before I got the gig with him, I would go, I told you before, I would go and look for gigs. I would go and say, okay, well, I had my little briefcase with a little microphone in there, a little corny something. But anyway, I would take my little things and I would go to different restaurants, or if there were clubs and they let you in, I would go to them. And I saw him one night, and he was coming out of a place on 52nd Street. I forgot the name of this place, but anyway, he was coming out of there, and I was coming towards that area on 52nd Street here in Philly, and he stopped me and he said, hey, young lady, I see you got that briefcase in your hand, you a singer? But I'm looking at him like, if you don't get away from me, who's this crazy person? And so he was like, my name is Teddy Pendergras. I was like, yeah, okay. He said, I'm gonna be a big singer, I'm gonna be a star. And I was like, yeah, all right. So I kept trying to walk on the side of the curb, and he said, well, here, just take this card. You'll see, and you should give me a call. And I gave him a call, but that was like 3 months before Sam Reed gave me the phone call. So when I think about it, it's kind of scary sometimes when I think about that. But that is what actually literally happened. I met him and was scared to death of this big, tall, chocolate man telling me he's going to be a star or whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So when you see that and you're out, you know, among the people and outside, then you're like, yeah, whatever, and you going about your business. But then there's a turnaround that happened like 3 months later. So talk to the man upstairs, because
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
yeah, talk to him.
Wonderful. And people are showing love. Naima, thank you very much. And okay, and then Sister Aisha is saying A, and Khadija Kareem is saying she loves TKO. And she said her favorite, so Khadija said her favorite song is Close the Door.
Oh yeah.
Won't you? Okay. Thank you for putting those lyrics in the song. Okay, but yes, yes, can't go wrong with Teddy P and Close the Door. Now, speaking of singing, I don't like to take the shine away from the guests, though many, because I like to sing so much. But
Oh,
today
that's good.
it's not about me today. Tonight, it's about you. Is there what song did you enjoy actually singing with him while you were on tour? What song did you enjoy singing?
What song did I really like singing with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Oh wow. Sometimes the upbeat kind of songs.
Okay.
I like You Can't Hide From Yourself. I like somebody just sent me a copy of this record that we used to do too. I can't think of the name of it right now. You caught me off guard. But it was an upbeat song. I like upbeat music.
Okay.
So
Okay.
something that's upbeat and moving, I really like that. So I can't think of somebody call in and tell me an upbeat song of Teddy
Okay,
Pendergrass.
okay. Well, I'm sure somebody will put it in the comments.
Yeah, they
I'll
got to
be
put it in the comments because I could probably pull it up, but I don't want to mess up because I am not technology good. So I'm
yes,
a bit
ma'am.
weary, but it was upbeat songs. And I remember one night he had us do an opening for him in some city we were in, and it must have been a fun song because we were, you know how when you were singing out there and you have an audience and you going crazy and you going woo woo and you doing all kinds of stuff and clapping your hands and doing things. And he said, when we came off the stage, we told the crowd, get on up, and they started
Okay.
up, and we were dancing. He said, y'all can't open for me no more.
Mm, mm.
But we had a good time on that one. So it's upbeat songs, and I cannot think of one right now because my mind's kind of blank because I'm thinking about all the questions you're asking me. But it is something that's upbeat. So if somebody calls in with one of his songs that is an upbeat song, I'll tell you if that's the one and if it's not.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. And people, she um, Aisha says she loves. Okay, somebody new. Some Cheryl Lynn says yes, you can't hide from love.
Oh, you can't hide from yourself. That one.
I mean, hide from yourself, to Sarah.
That's my
Let's see
daughter.
right
That's my
now.
daughter, Rochelle Lynn. That is my
Oh,
baby.
okay, that's your daughter. Okay, yes. Oh, shout out to your daughter.
That's
Okay.
my only baby. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And then Aisha says she loves seeing you perform. Oh no, she was still saying turn off the lights. Okay, with him. Oh,
That's
so I guess
another
she
one.
saw. I guess she saw the video. I guess she saw the video of that.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And Aisha's one of my she's my main music singing baby. So
Okay.
all the people that I coach, Aisha and her family have adopted me. So I come to things, help them with weddings, all kinds of stuff. But that's my baby. That's my music baby.
Oh,
Uh,
so you the reason because I used to be the one who sang at all the weddings in their family, and then they said they and somebody new came, so it must have been you who took over. I got it. I see what's going on there. Yes, ma'am. Your daughter says you got what I want. Let her
Yeah.
know her daughter is watching from Florida.
Uh-huh.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. So
And
what songs?
she knows it all.
Perfect. What song do you enjoy singing by yourself, separate from Teddy Pendergrass and other artists?
Um, I love latest and greatest inspiration, and I use that in my shows.
Okay, okay.
I like that. I really like that. It's inspiring to me, and it's inspiring to other people.
Mm,
Yeah, that's a favorite. I've been so many places, seen so many things, but none quite as lovely as you. Yeah, that's a good one.
beautiful, beautiful. And of course, people are showing love. Yes, the more I get, the more I want. That's a high
Oh
tone. So
yeah.
your daughter is adding in. And thank you to everybody who continues to watch. Once you left, uh, once Teddy Pendergrass, there was no more of that tour. What was the next step there? Were you nervous
After he
about?
had the accident,
Oh, that's the accident stopped it.
yeah, I was with him for 5 years. So he had the accident, I think, in 81, 82, somewhere in 81, 82.
Mm,
So after that, I went back to school. I went back and got my master's degree because I knew I wanted to be in education, but I wasn't going to be on the road the same way. So I did not stop singing. I kept singing, but I know I really love teaching and coaching. I really do.
okay.
It's an honor. It's a privilege when you can make a difference in someone's life and they get it and you can see them move on to higher levels and higher ground. That's an honor. So for me, coaching and vocals, anything that has to do in the education of people learning and getting information, yeah, I'm good with that. So that's why when I'm singing songs, I try to think of songs that are inspirational, and that's probably why "Latest and Greatest" is one of my favorites.
Mm,
Do I do "Happy Feelings" by Frankie Beverly? I love.
okay.
Uh, and then for I go back to Teddy when I was working with and doing my own shows. I always use not I use Frankie Beverly stuff, but I also use what's the one I use? What's the one I use, Rochelle? I can't think of it right now. It's not Close the Door. It'll come back to me in a minute. But
Okay.
yeah, songs that inspire people, songs that make them think about what it is they want to do and how you want to do it, and that kind of music all around. Cause yeah, I like to
Yes.
sing a variety of music.
Wonderful. Okay, so you go back to school.
Yeah,
What made you leave? You say in the classroom to say you want to keep singing, or once you left the class, once you went to the classroom, did you ever go back to start singing again?
I did it at the same time. I kept.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I kept doing it. So when I went into the classroom, I was teaching music, but I did K through 12, and then I worked at two colleges. I worked at Cheney University. I worked at not Temple University. I worked at Cheney University initially, and then from Cheney, I went back and got my master's degree, and then I went to Bryn Mawr College. And Bryn Mawr College is a women's college on the main line. For me, it was always if I went through K through 12, I was talking about the history of Black music. Then
Mm.
I would try to get them to do other things with their voices. My K through third grade, I would make sure they knew if they could write and they knew, they can write a little bit. Their critical thinking is not experienced enough at that time. But I would say, you're going to write a song. And they were like, I can't write no song. And I was like, you can write a song because we're going to talk about it and then we're going to figure out. And if you write a song, I'm going to take you in the studio so you can record the song. You're not going to take us in the studio. I said, yes, I am. I am. Because I had a friend that had a studio down in Center City, Philly. So my
Okay.
second graders came through. My second graders were like, well, how are we going to write a song? And I said, you're going to sit together. I'm going to put you in a group. And you're going to tell your group one thing that you like to do and makes you
Mm.
feel good. And
Beautiful.
then they're going to tell you one thing that they like. to do and makes them feel good. And then we're going to find how we're going to make that rhyme at the end. We can do that. I said, yeah. So then once they did that, then I taught them how. Then you have to know your beat to your song. You gotta got your beat. So you got to get your beat. And then I would show them like, get your beat. You got to get your beat. And so then they would learn how to get their beat. And then I play the piano so they could do a little bit of what the melody would like. And then
Mm-hmm.
once they got it down, I said, well, then we're gonna have a talent show. So everybody got to do their talent show from their group. So then they did. They didn't want to at first, but then they did it. And so I said, nobody's a winner in here. Everybody's a winner. So show each one the group. And then they all did it. And I said, and then we're going to go to the studio next week. And we took them in the studio and they had a ball. They could not believe they were recording. So your
Mm-hmm.
K through third grade, they were pretty easy to deal with in that manner. When you start getting in the fourth and eighth, and everybody's tripping by that time. So fifth through eighth grade, okay, that's when you really are trying to figure out things. So I had to really give them history in another way. But they were good because they couldn't believe what I showed them on visuals, that people were wearing blackface and singing our music. They couldn't believe those things. They couldn't believe how people were making fun of us and different things that we did and we sang and we danced. And I told them, I said, don't be upset about it because we're the trailblazers in the United States of America. We're the ones that did all the music. They just copied off of us. We're the ones that did all the dancing. We're the ones that set the tone. Where did jazz come from? Us. Where did gospel come from? Us. Where did R&B come? Well, let's can go on and on. Who set it up? Don't be mad. Just be happy and get ready to do some things on your own. And then, so from the eighth graders, and they got it. And so, after teaching in those areas from K through 12, it was great, but I wanted to do some other things. And so once I finished with the master's degree, actually before I finished with the master's degree, I started going to the colleges. And then I really had a great time because the one college that I worked at was an all black college, and that was Cheney University. That was like family. So dealing with them, they still call me, Mama Sherry, what you doing? Mama Sherry, what's going on? Mama Sherry. So we good. And then I left there and went to a Lily White all women's college. And
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting, not because of the students, but more because of the administration and the deans, because I think I was the second black person there. So it was difficult for them, and I had to go through a whole lot of drama. But it was good because the kids dug me. And so as long as they were comfortable, then I was good. And I was the first one to bring Yolanda King to the college. And so that made me feel good that because the black kids and the Latino kids came to me and said, you know what's going on here? Like they bring their music in all the time. We don't have anything. And I was like, well, what do you want? What kind of things do you want? And so then they started telling me, and then they said they want to have a concert, but it was like hip hop. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to hold on to a job. And they're like, what hip hop group are you trying to bring in? But it was
Mm-hmm.
really a rap group. It was Black Sheep.
Mm, okay.
And I was like, we in this lily white college, but they want to bring in black. I said, okay, all right. So I went to the deans, and they was looking at me crazy. And then I had to go to the president of the college. She didn't look crazy. She just said, is that something they really want? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, can you handle this? I said, we're going to have to get in security because the other colleges going to want to come to see Black Sheep. But
Mm,
I said, if you let me talk to security, I got it. So I went and talked to security, and security said, we got you. How many policemen do you need? So we mapped it out. And Black Sheep came to Bryn Mawr College.
okay, okay.
And so, again, if it's something about people learning and gaining respect for who we are as people and then what the music means to them, I'm good. Yeah, I'm all right with that. So that's pretty much what I've done as far as education. I still coach, thank God. And there are places that still call me, like Drexel University called me last week to um, coach one of their students who was with the orchestra. And it was a sister, and she was nervous as I don't know what. And I took her in a room, and we had a piano player. And I said, well, tell me the song that you're singing. And so she was singing a jazz song. I Love Is Here to Stay. And I said, okay, well, let me do it because what you're doing out there, you're just doing basic stuff. And she said, well, what else am I supposed to do? I said, well, what do you feel? Let's see a
Mm,
little bit about what you feel. So the piano player started playing. He was the first. They had this little Chinese baby that came in. I was like, Okay, y'all got another pianist because I'm not feeling this one right now. Even though he's a nice little guy, he wasn't happening. So they brought the brother in, and then we worked it out. And she had her concert, but I didn't know. It just passed this last Thursday. But she had her
Mhm.
concert, and I didn't know. But she called me and said, "Miss Sherry, I did it. It was great." So yeah, as long as we can keep the music happening, and we know where we are and who we are, rise on up and do what we have to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep, rise on up. Because
Beautiful message. And people are showing love. Thank you very much. And Aisha says she's truly the best coach. Brother Lee, Big Lee says, wow, that was 90s hip hop at its finest. Black Sheep. Sister Sonia, Islam, thank you, Sister Sonia, for always showing love. And everybody who's watching, Big Lee says, let's go. Make sure we stream Big Lee's music on
that's right.
Spotify and all platforms. Um, now, with Black Sheep, I'm not, that's, that's before my
That's a
time.
little before your time. Yeah. Who's the
Apparently,
black sheep? Where's the black sheep? They were rappers.
okay. Black
Yeah.
Sheep, right on, my brothers. Okay, thank you for dropping some Black Sheep knowledge. Okay, I want to say, you speak of your daughter and she's showing love in the comments. What
Okay.
advice would you give to future mothers?
For future mothers, I would say to them, be strong in being who you are as a mother,
Mm,
or be strong as well as who you are as a woman, and especially as a black woman. Because your children look at who and how you do. And don't think I haven't made a lot of mistakes growing up in my life, because I had my um, life change because I got married early. I got married when I was like 19, had my daughter, and I didn't know what I was doing as far as the marriage is concerned, but my daughter is the best blessing I could have ever had. So in having her, teaching her what I could for as she's growing up, but also teaching her to be who she is. Uh,
mm,
I think I pray that I've done a good job with that, because she's an only child, and she knows who she is, and she will tell you, "No, I'm not doing that," or she'll say, "I don't know, well, what you think?" And if you tell her what you think, she'll say, "Well, I'll think about it, and I'll tell you
mm,
if that's what I want to do." So, from my perspective, for us as women, yes, be a good mother, because our babies need us. They need us, especially today. They desperately need us. Be that woman for them, but be you too. You must be
mm,
yourself, because you can't be anyone and help anyone until you know about who you are. And it's not like you're not going to make mistakes. We all do, but you know the goodness in you too. So set a precedence for who you are, what you enjoy, what you like. My daughter has been my rock through my life, because I had her so young. But when I was on the stage, at 2021, she was on that stage too. She was in there. I put her in there, um, in a chair or something, so I could watch her from when I was on stage. And then I come on stage, I wrap up her stuff and wrap up mine, and we gone. We gonna go on, move on, because my ex husband and I didn't make it, but me and her, that's my bud. That's my she's my daughter, but she's my bud. She's my best friend. So in dealing with that, I say, women and gentlemen, know who you are too. You are our
yes,
men. We,
ma'am.
we love you all. We respect you when you treat us well. We respect you. We will do the world for these black men that we have out here today. But you gotta love us and you gotta respect us, because we're gonna respect you. I think I sent you a song that I did, a track that I did for the song was oh shoot, why is my mind escaping me right now? The song is something by mm, 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 I can't think about. Simply Beautiful. That's the name of the song. Simply Beautiful. Um, Two people did it. And one of them who really impressed me was Maxwell. Maxwell did that song and it just rocked my socks. And
And,
so,
and you sing it?
yes, I didn't sing with him. I
No, no, no. But I'm saying you sang you did a rendition of "Simply Beautiful."
Yes, and I
That's
sent it to
incredible.
you. I sent it
Okay,
to you.
I'm
I
gonna.
sent you the track. But in doing that, it's a good feeling about that song, because it's not elaborate, it's not complicated. It's actually what it's saying, simply beautiful. That's all. It's just simply beautiful. So check it out. I had a lot of people in there who were like coming back to me after I sung the song for the show. They were like, well, I didn't know you sang that song. But you just put your soul, sister. You just put your soul in that song. I'm like, it's all right. It's all right.
That's incredible, and we love to hear that. And big okay, talking about the golden era. So Khadija said she's gonna send me the link of that song of the blackest brothers and Black
Which
Sheep.
one? Oh, Black
Um,
Sheep.
yes, ma'am. Your daughter said you are an amazing mother. She's the you are the perfect combo of mother and friend. And then everybody's putting the heart emojis and all the fire emojis and stuff. Now,
Thank you.
with this song, Simply Beautiful, would
Okay.
you would you like to give us a little bit of that?
Can you play it? Because it sounds better with the music. Can you play the song, the one I sent you?
It's not gonna hit the same. It's not gonna
It's
hit the
not.
same.
It's
Yeah,
not
the
gonna
audio.
hit. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to send that out to people. I'm trying to think. I'll sing a tiny bit of it because it's just set up with the music.
Yes,
Because it
ma'am.
goes at the top is if I gave you my love, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love out of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. You gotta be good to me, yeah. Ooh, 'cause I'ma be good to you. There's a whole lot of things that you know we can do. Yeah. Ooh, simply beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Simply beautiful. hmm I expect a whole lot of love out of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Simply beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And people, of course, sending love all around the world. Thank you very much. Oh, so your daughter said she didn't hear that one, and people saying yes, this is beautiful. Since Khadija Kareem said she wants to start singing with you because you are singing with Aisha, but now she wants to sing with you. This is incredible. This is great. Everybody showing love and comments. Amazing. That's one of my favorite songs.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am. The Al Green version, of course.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Because he
I've heard.
actually wrote it. He wrote it.
Oh, he wrote. Okay, I've heard Queen Latifah do a rendition. Like I've seen so
Yeah.
many people do different. That was phenomenal, man.
Thank
Phenomenal.
you.
Yes, man. Once again, tonight is about you, so I don't want to have to do the second verse, but we're gonna keep it
Yes.
about you. But just
I
know,
might need to hear that
you know what
from
I'm
you.
saying? Just know it's about you tonight. Yeah, I mean it's about you. Excellent. My next question that we have for you, ma'am, is what type of music are you inspired by?
I like all music. Um, I'm in the mix of recording an EP.
Mm,
This
mm.
is my second one. The first one I did was called Truth. Because I do like to speak the truth about life and everything that I do, most of everything. Um, the one of the songs is called "Live Your Life," and
Okay,
and I did it as a Latin version because I like Latin music too. I like Latin. I like R&B. I like hip hop. I like pop.
okay.
I like jazz. I like music. I haven't found any music that I like. My sister was teasing me the other day because I was driving down the street and a country music came on. I want to love somebody. I was like, yeah, that's cool. So if it's country, yeah, I like that. I like music. I like music.
Me too. I'm a big fan of all music. Country music. It's on my playlist. So
Okay.
at the end of the year, I'm late. My sister told me, but Spotify, like the Spotify music, they would tell you are your most liked songs, your most played songs that I played this year. And I was listening to it today. I was like, man, a lot of country music is
See?
on my playlist. So yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
No,
But
that's still good music too.
absolutely. And Big Lee sent me the link right away. Thank you very much, my brother. And brother Hamza is in there, and That's somebody else is saying. Oh, that's Aisha saying that's my vocal coach. I wish I would just use. They got different names on here, so when I see it, I gotta make an adjustment. Um, and beautiful people saying she can sing all genres of music. She's classically trained. This is so phenomenal. Your daughter is bearing witness in the comments as well.
Thank you.
Um, okay, excellent, absolutely. Now I wanted to ask you, ma'am, what would you like your legacy to be?
Wow. I guess for the most part, she tried to do the best that she could because it's truth. I'm going to go back to my first CD. It's truth. You got to be true to yourself first. And then you got to be true to those around you. And even if sometimes they don't like it, sometimes they don't like you. I mean, everybody ain't going to like you or what you stand for or who you are. But give them truth. Give them truth and do the best that you can. That's all I can do. I can only be me. I tell my vocal coach, when I'm vocal coaching, I tell all of my vocalists, you got your own DNA.
Mm,
You ain't gotta go for nobody else. Go do
mm,
your own DNA. God is so deep. He made all these people on this earth, and not one person has the same DNA. What the heck? You know
yes,
God
ma'am.
is deep. That's some deep stuff right there. So
Amen.
you don't have to be jealous of nobody. You don't have to be upset. Do you? Do you and find out. And if you don't know who you are, figure it out. Take your
Mm,
time. Take your time and figure out who you are and what you like and how you are and how good you can be to yourself and then how good you can be to those who are around you, who are good to you. Because you can't be abused. Even if they try to abuse you, regroup and let them know that, I'm not down with that.
yes, ma'am.
This is where I'm at. You don't have to be where I'm at, but don't disregard me. Don't disrespect me. Don't do that. Because that's not gonna work out for me or you. So just be you. That's all you can do. And be good at being you.
I
Be
like that.
good.
Okay, this is great, and this is positive. This is positive energy to people's podcast love. People are bearing witness, saying great interview. Since Phyllis says Cheryl has a very soulful voice. I think this is Phyllis' first time watching. She didn't have enough time to say thank you, Aisha, and people are just bearing witness to how soulful your voice is,
Thank
and they look forward to me coming to Philly so I can do all the Teddy Pendergrass's parts. So we can do duet. We gotta sing together, man. We gotta sing together.
I would
I
love that. I would love that. That would be awesome. And please, because I can't see what they're writing or saying, but just thank them for me. I'm so blessed and so grateful that people are chiming in. I really, really am so grateful. And you are an excellent, excellent. I told my daughter, I said, I don't know what this is going to be tonight because I don't know. I didn't meet him yet, but you did an excellent job. Excellent. And my two babies, Aisha and Khadijah, they be in my corner. I told you I belong in their family. They didn't
yes,
put me
ma'am.
in anyway. They are two godsends for me. So I'm just very grateful that I had this opportunity tonight to talk with you and to meet you and
Mhm.
to be a part of what it is that you do for the rest of those people, those listeners, the podcast. Sounds like it's a really good thing that you're doing because you have people that are listening in. What do you normally address? Do you normally address music?
Uh, some music is a part of every interview I do, but mainly it's people's life journey.
Okay.
So my main catchphrase is information as well as inspiration. So whoever can do that, your life journey. So
Wow.
people from all walks of life, class, color, creed, it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
it's primarily us on here, especially since Khadija, she gives me a lot of the guests from the East Coast and things
That's
that
it.
absolutely.
I should
Uh,
have known.
yeah, she's always out there talking about Pennsylvania and PA and all that good stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Um,
she's a winner.
Yes, and people, Sister Khadija says she loves us both. Thank you, Sister Khadija. And Aisha says you're definitely a part of their family now. They love you, and I don't know if you're on social media, but Aisha is always posting um, tributes to you, always talking about her vocal coach and how amazing you are, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Well,
she's always done good things for me, and I'm just very grateful for her family, her sisters. I met all her sisters, I think, pretty much. I met the whole family, But
Yes,
her
ma'am.
sisters, I get a chance to see them and talk to them sometimes. But Aisha, yeah, Aisha will call me up and say, "Okay, well, I'm sure we got to do so and so, but I can't do this. But I'm gonna do." I'm like, "All right, Aisha, just let me know when you want. We just roll with it. We good." So
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
she's close to my heart, and I thank you. You are. I can feel your spirit. You have a good spirit.
Thank you very
Wow,
much.
really nice. And I can see that you will bring in many people who want to hear some of the people that you're interviewing here and see and get inspired by them. So that's good stuff you're doing. Really good
Yes,
stuff.
ma'am. That
Yeah.
that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who was watching. And of course, your daughter is saying, "Let's do this again." Brother Joshua, yes, that's that Philly sound. I just want to say this has been an honor, extreme honor for me, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast. Because of all of this singing, I have to go as soon as this interview is over, get in the shower, and at least go 30 minutes of nothing but Teddy Pendergrass
All
to
right.
close the door. Um, what's it? The I want to feel the fire. His rendition of
Oh
"Feel the
yeah.
Fire."
He
Oh,
and Stephanie did that together.
yeah. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of Teddy Pendergrass music. It taught me
Woo.
how to be smooth. Because I'm real like rough and all. Teddy Pendergrass make you be smooth, make you smooth. All right, now you gotta learn how to talk to women, be romantic and all that kind of stuff. That's what I learned from Teddy P. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you. I look forward to hearing so many more of your stories, and the honor will be even greater once we can do an in-person interview.
I
Once
can.
I go out to PA and visit Wawa and all of that good stuff. And
We
yes,
got to
man.
get you a cheesesteak.
Man, come on, can I please? That's all I'm saying. That's all I want. I'm such a tourist. I want to go up the steps. The Rocky ran up the steps and take a picture with Rocky, the Rocky statue, see where the Eagles play. I mean, it's just ain't that much. So
That's all right. We got you when you get here. We got you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
People are showing love. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. You have a blessed night, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
all
you.
for watching.
It was an honor. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.